replacement for Alistair Baptiste and for Andrew Graham. Good start from Mario Ferrari once again, and a great start from the Kidman Mini, coming rocketing into the midfield, the 63 Mini. That's a fantastic run from the back of the grid. Superb stuff. Down the hill they go for the first time. Andrew Graham leading. Alistair Baptiste going to challenge up the inside of McIntyre. Is he going to slither through into the lead? Yes, he does. Alistair Baptiste leads the race in the MGB GT from Andrew Graham. Third place then Mario Ferrari in the Ferrari, and we've got Craig Houston's Lotus Excel following in fourth, just ahead of Jimmy Crows Scimitar and the new champion, the number 11 car, Ian Mitchell.
So good start for Alistair Baptiste. Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. He had to really play second fiddle to Andrew Graham, didn't he, in race one, but knowing that he had to get on the case early, and that's exactly what he's done. Baptiste, and now you spotted this at the last meeting, though, where Alistair Baptiste changed tyres and it went really badly. He's got different coloured wheels on that car now, and I think that's because he's got different tyres fitted to it.
So it was the tyres on the black ones that really did him a disservice the last time. This time he's gone for the chrome rear wheels, and he's on a different level of base in tyre.
Yeah, straight away, straight out the gate. You can't really do much better to improve or worsen your performance of your car with tyres. So let's see if that's the difference. We might get a proper ding-dong battle between them now.
Yeah, and they're both in the same class, so they're fighting for class points here in the championship, although the championship which is set up, but they're fighting for class points, and Alistair Baptiste at the moment has the advantage, just under a second ahead of Andrew Graham's Triumph Tier 8. Onto the back straight they go briefly on our sight. Still in third position is the magnificent Mario Ferrari in the Ferrari, number 27, and then we've got the Lotus versus Scimitar battle that we had in race one, just continuing into this race. As Mario Ferrari comes up through Clark Corner, we see the Lotus and Scimitar in his wheel tracks, and totally gingerly through Clark Corner at this stage, but just a couple of places behind them is the number 63 Mini of John Keaton, who's got all the way to the back of the grid up to 7th position now.
And is he into the back? Oh, now we've got a game on for the Class A fight then. Ian Mitchell trying to do the perfect sweep of wins in Class A. Well, he's going to have to hold off the mighty Mini of John Kidman, number 63. We've got a big start from the back of the grid.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And this is one of these mini giant killing moments in the win, because John Kidman is holding it on Ian Mitchell. Ian Mitchell, I'm sure, will be very aware of his opportunity to keep a 100% winning every race of the season record here, but that Mini's getting closer and closer and closer behind him.
It's not got period correct headlamps though.
There's a few little details not quite right.
Yes, it's got LED headlamps. I don't know if they were quite in yet in the 60s.
Well, but they disqualified you from Monte Carlo Rally anyway, that'll be for sure.
Oh, it's too soon.
Yes.
Maybe not too soon. Yeah, the game on for Class A between the Nova and the Mini. The battle at the front of the field, Andrew Graham, the last lap by, set the best lap of the race, 0.6 of a second quicker than Alistair Baptiste, but he's right on the back bumper of Baptiste. Watched a little bit of a wiggle in protest there from the Green Triumph as he goes through the gears. The straight line speed of these cars are absolutely amazing, and with kind of older fashioned brakes on them, you've got a big braking zone, particularly in the wet, but Baptiste holding on well, holding at the inside line as they go down through Duffus, swooping down through Leslie's then, but Baptiste holding on as they go into McIntyre.
Yeah, down the road from McIntyre, and they're just streaking away from the rest of the field. They're 12 seconds ahead of Mario Ferrari's Ferrari now, and everyone else is a good few seconds behind that as well. So it's quite a demonstration drive, but the battle goes on for Class A. Ian Mitchell still holding on to that at the moment, 6th overall, but heading Class A just fractions of a second. He was 0.3 of a second ahead of John Kidman's Mini the last time he crossed the start finish line.
Seems that on the brakes and through the corners, the Kidman Mini has got some serious pace, but it's just coming out the corners, that Nova's just got a little bit more punch, which is really, really important in these conditions to hang on to that position. But the leaders, they're already up, coming over the line with 8 laps to go, and Baptiste is hanging on well. He said his personal best last time by a 104.5 to 103.5, this time 103.6 for Graham, so the pace is definitely ratcheting up.
Yeah, the pace is going up, which would suggest the track may be drying a little bit, but it's still enough to be through and spray from Baptiste's car. Also Baptiste in front of right into McIntyre, so it's a slow way through that corner, but there's not enough space on the track there as they head down toward Butchers for Andrew Graham to take advantage of the slow exit speed, so he still remains behind, just a half a second or so behind as they go along the main straight, briefly out of sight, and up through Clark Corner. They've got a slow Mini ahead of them, which Alistair Baptiste will be shining his headlights brightly at as they come through onto his laps. And yeah, safe as doing. Here's Andrew Graham's got a bit of a run though as they come towards the airport. Andrew Graham having a look down the inside, but he has to think better of it and drops back in behind Baptiste again. But he's forced Baptiste to defend a little bit, which has compromised Baptiste's line to the corner. Andrew Graham's going to be quick around the corner, but he's coming from 2 or 3 lines behind. There's also the Ginetta that looked to pass on the main straight. Baptiste has defended the situation successfully, so he's still securely in the lead as they get to more stuffers.
Meanwhile, in the battle for Class A, Ian Mitchell is really having to be defensive to hold off John Kidman, who's absolutely determined to try and win this Class A battle as they head down into the hairpin. 6 laps to go for them as they come up to the stripe, and they're right in behind, just trying to, well, John Kidman is right in behind, but Mitchell hanging on well with 6 laps to go in this Class A battle. Can Ian Mitchell do the clean sweep of class victories over the season?
Well, he'll be sitting there, I'm sure, thinking about it as he keeps an eye on that Mini that's just a few car lengths behind him. Beautifully driven by John Kidman, car 63 there, and Ian Mitchell's having to go defensive on the approach to McIntyre, so he's very much aware that Mini's within striking distance, and the Mini closes way up on him as they go down through butchers. Not enough space to try and get past there with an acceptable level of risk, let me put it that way. And as they get out of the back straight, the Nova just moves it a little bit further ahead.
Well, Mario Ferrari in 3rd place, holding on well, down on the brakes into the hairpin. Although the pace behind them, Craig Houston and Jimmy Crows strongly both put personal best in as Jimmy Crows massive slide there in 5th place and just about hangs on to it. Massive by Mario Ferrari with 107.6, 108.3 for Houston, so Ferrari's just got nearly actually second personal best there, so he just steadied the ship a little bit there as the chasing Lotus and Scimitar are getting a little bit too close for comfort. Just found an extra gear in that Ferrari.
Alistair Baptiste and Andrew Graham continuing to trade fastest laps. Last time round, Alistair Baptiste did 63.433. In response, Andrew Graham did a 63.474. They're just coming at the hairpin once again, and we'll see if they continue to improve the lap times. The next car they're going to lap is Mickey Dixon's Ford Lotus. Yes, Ford Lotus Cortina. And yes, they've got a second a little bit quicker now. Alistair Baptiste 62.4, and we'll be able to drive around at 62.6 right behind him.
They go past the Cortina with ease. It's really quick pace at the front of the field. As the battle has been absolutely glued together all day. It's been Craig Houston in 4th place and Jimmy Crow in 5th. They're battling all race long in race 1 and again in race 2. Jimmy Crow basically looked at the back of that Lotus pretty much all day. I'd rather look at the back of other Lotuses, I have to say that.
Yes, he's never quite got to the point where his mind's to make a move against the Lotus. He's positioned himself well, but he's never quite got there in the making zone. It's a fantastic battle to watch. Because the slightest moment of distraction or anything from Craig Houston is going to let Jimmy go through. Meanwhile, the other battle behind him is for the Class A honours. That's continuing on. Ian Mitchell still fending off the attacks from John Kidman's Mini. 4 laps to go now. Alistair Baptiste still with the fastest lap. Completes another lap now. Here's Andrew Graham, but Andrew Graham has dropped way behind. Andrew Graham must have made a mistake somewhere around that lap. He's dropped 6 seconds behind off the back of Alistair Baptiste now. As Baptiste looks from McIntyre's, Andrew Graham's just coming into Legends.
Ian Mitchell's held on very well in that Class A battle. He's had Kidman on his case all the way through, but Kidman just not able to make that move stick at all. As Craig Houston making his way around the little Ginetta there, and through comes Jimmy Crow. Actually a little bit of time lost there for Jimmy Crow coming through traffic.
I sort of miscued that because I thought the Ginetta for the moment was Jimmy Crow that was side by side with the Lotus, but it was in fact the Ginetta, not the Lotus. Not the, you know what I'm trying to say? Yes, Scimitar. Yes. That's the one.
Baptiste has pulled an absolute massive margin here out of Andrew Graham. It was 6 seconds when he came out over the line. What is it now? 5.4. So Graham has responded, but I think
Graham made a mistake in the previous lap, and that's what pulled in the 6, and then he's now trying to fight it back. But John Kidman on that lap going stuff has got very, very close to overtaking Ian Mitchell, but Ian Mitchell held his nerve, didn't go onto the radical defensive line and survived that attack. There was still 2.5 laps to go for that pair, so he's got a bit of work to do yet.
Right, well, there might be one less because the leaders might well come through. Yeah, they probably will because Barty's not too far behind them. The leaders in Class A. It might only be 2 laps to go for them.
Yes, yeah, Barty will catch them over the race.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 laps to go for this Class A battle then, and Mitchell hanging on well, but he makes one error and Kinman's all over him.
Yeah, it's very, very tight indeed.
Barty, this is, I mean, what a response. I'm really looking forward to hear from when Chris Hosey gets a chat with Alistair Barty to hear what was the change. Was it a tyre change, as we suspect it is? And if so, what was the change to and from? That's going to be fascinating to try and find out what that was, because the difference in performance, Doc, really, between race 1 and race 2 for Alistair Barty are 2 very, very different levels of performance.
Yeah, I think it's tyres. Whichever way he's gone on the tyres, it's definitely one for him. Didn't work at all race 1. You could see he was really struggling for grip and traction, but this race, his car has just handled beautifully. He's done everything he's asked of it.
It's interesting that when at the previous meeting, when he had that same issue, it was with whatever tyres he had on the black wheels didn't work, and the silver wheels they were better. And it's the same this way around, so I wonder if it's the same tyre causing him the same problem. It's not working.
Could well be, yes. I think it was due to tyre. I think it was tyre size as opposed to pump he was talking about the last time I seen him.
Yeah, it does look a little bit more up at the top, but he has got bigger wheels almost. Over the line he goes to start the final lap of the race then for Alistair Barty, the final lap of the season for the Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Championship.
Yeah, and Andrew Graham held up behind the Mini from the A40 and Ian Mitchell's Nova as he tries to find a way through all that traffic going into McIntyre's, and that has broken up the battle between Ian Mitchell and John Kimber's Mini. John Kimber's Mini is now a good 20 car lengths probably behind Ian Mitchell's Nova, so if Ian Mitchell can stay mistake-free through the next 2 corners,
well, Minis or 20 Novas?
I would say Minis.
50 Novas.
It makes a big difference. Yes, if Ian Mitchell can stay mistake-free now for one more corner, then he will achieve the 100% record class wins every time.
That's quite an achievement, because it's not as if he's been in a class that was over the years when he has had competition in each and every race. So around comes Alistair Barty, had to be second best in race 1. Well, he is top of the shop here in race 2. Big slide for the crowd to finish. Alistair Barty wins in the MG over Andrew Graham in the Triumph. Then in 3rd place will be Mario Ferrari, who's on to his final lap now as well. He's over the back part of the circuit, and hopefully another podium for him in that beautiful V8 Ferrari.
Yeah, great to see Mario Ferrari's car working well, lasting the race and performing superbly well. He's driven well this weekend, so good results for 2 podiums. He'll be happy with that.